All right. Hey, everybody. I'm Erin Zimmerman, and we just want to tell you welcome to our first sort of joint call between my team, Cheyenne Weeble's team, and Rainey Anderson's team. We all got to hang out together. We always do. We're really dear friends and love each other so much. But one of the opportunities that we had to hang out was just recently on the Leaders Retreat cruise. And while we were on that trip, we were brainstorming, and this idea came to mind. I think Rainey actually brought it up. And so we were all like, the best idea ever. And my job today is just to kind of share with you why we feel like this is such a great collaboration between the three teams, what it can mean for you, what it'll mean for each one of us individually, like our teams, but then collectively, all the benefits that we're going to get to experience. So I'm going to share a few things, and then Rainey and Cheyenne, if I miss anything, please like chime in or let me know. This is going to be interactive, so I want you guys to use the chat, and I'm going to ask you a few questions. So that's how we're going to start out here. First of all, what I want you to do is put in the chat how many years you've been with Plexus, and if or months. If it's only been a month or 2 weeks, totally fine. We love that. Maybe you've been with Plexus for 6 years, 10 years for me. I think Cheyenne's 10 or 11, Rainey's 10 or 11. Okay, so we've been around for a little while. 10 years and 3 months for Jen. Let's see here. What do we have? 3 years, 10 years, 10 years, 10 years, 8 years, 7 years, 8 years. Okay, 3 years. Ooh, 10 years. Okay, so we're seasoned. All of us are pretty seasoned ambassadors, and I think that's wonderful. I also want to just ease any concerns that what I'm going to share is for everybody. It's good for us who are seasoned and have been around the block a time or two. It's also great for somebody who just joined in, but they would like to earn an extra $300 to $500 a month. And so we can help them do that as well. Okay, now put in the chat the number 1, if you've ever found yourself feeling bleh about Plexus, or stuck, or discouraged, or overwhelmed. Maybe it's only me in my 10 years. Oh, no, I'm not the only one. Okay, thank you guys. Oh, some have 1,111. Okay, awesome. All right, so now I want you to write in the chat why. Like, brainstorm some of the reasons, like when you go back to that place where you, or maybe that's where you are right now. Like, what is it about it? And please, like, you're not going to hurt our feelings, because honestly, we've felt the same things. So yeah, just jot in the chat some of the reasons why you think you have ever felt that way, or maybe you've got a level 1 that you've tried to help them work through, or maybe you've got someone who's quit, and you know the reason they quit is because X. So let's write these things down in the chat. Or I'm going to read them as I see them come in. So comparison mindset. You went backwards in your points. You're burned out, you're overwhelmed, your mindset, imposter syndrome, you've got doubt and comparison. You lost people who were working the business. It was discouraging. You're not being consistent. You're overthinking. So analysis paralysis, I like it. Mindset and doubt, not knowing how to help someone who isn't liking the products, imposter syndrome, doubt. Okay, this is good. So these are all good things. And this is probably just kind of, yeah, you don't feel like anybody's working the business. So those are just some examples of some of the reasons why we may feel that way. A couple of others that I want to share is, I think there have been times where I didn't want to ask somebody if they wanted to try Plexus because I was afraid they might say yes. And then I wouldn't know what to do with them. Or, do you want to work the business? And then I'm afraid they're going to say yes. And then I'm like, I don't know how to help you. So that's me. I've had things where I don't know what to ask them to do. Like, I feel like asking them to buy a triplex is too big of a leap. I need some intermediate steps to ask them things that I can invite them to do, or experience or something like that. Sometimes I think people have fallen back in working their business consistently and they don't know how to get started again. Or maybe don't know how to start, period. Maybe you're someone who just loves the products. You would like to make $300 to $500, but you're just not sure what do I do? What's that first step? You guys mentioned overwhelm. It's not fun. Anybody? I mean, I think there's a lot of people that have quit my team because they just weren't having fun anymore, right? Maybe you got them to say yes. They love their products and they want to work the business, and you're like, what's next? Like, what do I do now? I don't know what to post sometimes. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to invite. So these are all things that I think cause us to just put up a wall and just decide, I'm going to go clean out a closet instead, right? Okay, so those are all what I call pain points. They're pain points to working our business. They're pain points to sharing about Plexus, okay? So our goal as leaders of this, and Cheyenne and Rainey and I, is that we want to help you guys remove those pain points or overcome those pain points in a way that's simple, that provides peace to you. We want you to have peace in working your business, in your life, and that makes it fun. You know, if you are someone who has a junk drawer or a junk closet and you've organized it, and like there's a little cubby where the scissors go, and there's a tiny little cubby where all the paper clips go, and like when you step back, it actually provides peace in your life, because when you're picking up after the children or the grandchildren or your husband or yourself and you find scissors, you're not like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with these scissors. Instead, you're like, I know where the scissors go. And it's like there's peace that comes with that. I think that that's where the peace can come with working your Plexus business, is if when you encounter something, you know exactly where to go. You know exactly what to do. That's our goal. And so that I want to share with you guys what we have to offer and how we're going to help you if you're feeling any of those things. And there may be some holes that we still have. That's okay. We can identify those and find an opportunity to fill those as well. But I do think what we have to offer right now is going to help tremendously, and just make it fun again and provide peace for you in working your business. So when we think about corporate Plexus, we're starting to see some consistent themes of what they're offering. So each month, they're giving us, like, if you enroll 1, you get some perks. If you enroll 3, you get some kind of a fun little swagger prize, right? So that gives us clues as to what's important to them. What's important to corporate is that we are enrolling level 1 VIPs, right? And then whenever you look at Leaders Retreat Contest, another thing that we have a clue as to what's important is helping people go silver and helping people go gold. So our focus on the simplest level is those two things: personally enrolling VIPs and then helping people, hopefully in our closer up levels, like our levels 1, 2, 3, but really anybody, go silver and go gold. And then teaching them to turn around and do the same thing with their new level 1s and their VIPs, and teaching them to enroll VIPs. So that's where the duplication comes in. You can get super complicated about all the things, but at its core, those are really the two biggest areas of focus that corporate is showing us is important to them. And we know that they've got all the smart analytical stuff, and they know what's actually going to make our business strong, grow our business, grow our teams, and help us to help more people make more money. Okay. So when we think about that, then everything that Rainey and Cheyenne and I want to offer is going to help you to do those things. Okay. So that's really where our focus is helping you enroll VIPs and then helping you to help people go silver and gold. Or if you haven't gone gold, obviously, that would be, that would be the goal, or silver. So how are we going to do this? This is the question, right? All right, so we have a master calendar of every month. And each month we're offering a handful of things that if you'll just simply plug into, and they're not a lot of time. We're all busy. I have 4 kids, ages 8 to 15. We're in sports, we're doing school stuff, we're active in our church, etc. You guys could all say something similar about your life. We're busy. We don't want you, there's not an expectation that you're spending multiples hours every single day on your Plexus business. What we want to do is be efficient and be effective in the amount of time that you're working. And for when you sit down to work your Plexus business, you're very focused and you know exactly what it is that you're going to accomplish. So then you can get it done and go about your day, because that would bring peace. One of the things where I found a lot of my Plexus work anxiety would come from would be like that I didn't do anything that day that I felt was productive. Well, if I can check off the productive work first, then if I don't get around to other things and I've got to go about my day, I still can think back on the day and go, you know what? I was productive today. I was consistent and I got some things done that are going to be effective in helping me to get those VIPs or help somebody else to do that. So what I'm going to do right now real quick is I'm going to share my screen. And this is the master calendar on my team page. I know that yours may look just slightly different just because of like the design, but the content is the same. So, and as we move forward, these calendars will be exactly the same every single month, and they'll have all the information that you guys need. I got distracted there. I was like, what was it I was going to do? I'm going to share my screen. That's what I was going to do. Okay, so I'm going to go to my Facebook. This is just in my team page, but Rainey has her team page and Cheyenne has her team page. So we're going to pop in here real quick and look at our monthly calendar. So some of the things that we have on a monthly basis that are different, that are unique, and that we're offering is number one, a monthly challenge group. So at the beginning of every month, well, actually at the end of each month, we're going to ask who wants to be in next month's challenge group. And if you raise your hand and say, I want to be in there, then we have a separate chat that we begin at the beginning of every month. We will put you in, and then in that chat, there is a really simple checklist of items to do each day. And then if you do those and you submit your checklist at the end of the week, we draw for a prize, and then we start fresh on the next Monday and repeat it all again. So here in a second, I'll show you what that checklist looks like. So that's one of the things that we have available, our monthly challenge group with prizes. And it's so simple, you guys. It's something that anybody can do. If you're brand new and you want to get started sharing, you can do it. If you have fallen back and you don't know how to get started again, perfect opportunity. If you're feeling kind of stuck and just want some fresh ideas, this is the group. If you're rocking and rolling, it's also the group for you. It works for everybody, and it's super simple to do. So that's the first thing. The second thing is every Tuesday and Thursday, the actual time of day will vary because we're trying to hit all the time zones. Our teams have people on the East Coast and on the West Coast. So you can't always do something at 8 p.m., right? So the times will vary, but if you don't know what the time is, you can just pull up this master calendar and you'll see what times these Work With Me Lives are. So Work With Me Live is just like a power half hour. It's a time where a leader on our team somebody from all of our teams will hop on, and you just join in with them on Zoom. And they're going to not just say, hey, let's work our business together. They're going to give you very specific ideas of how you could go about working your business. And then we're going to do that activity on the call and then come back and give you another idea. And if you're wondering how these Work With Me Lives work, I'm going to host one immediately following this call. So at 12 o'clock, and you can just stay on and see how this works and see what you can expect on every Tuesday and Thursday throughout the month. The nice thing about this is different leaders will be hosting. So you're always going to be getting fresh new ideas and approaches to doing those basic tasks of helping enroll VIPs and helping people get to silver and gold. Because that's where I get stumped sometimes. I'm like, man, I need a fresh new idea or a fresh new group of people to start working with or something. So that's what those Work With Me lives will help you do. So you'll see all those on Tuesdays and Thursdays throughout the month. And then the third thing is these weekly team calls. So every single Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Central, we are going to have a 30-minute call. We'll have guest speakers on the calls. Rainey, Cheyenne, and I will alternate doing training on these calls. We're just always going to have something new that we're bringing you. And the nice thing about that is it gives you an opportunity just to have camaraderie and hang out with us and have some fun, but also get some training and ideas to help you, whether it's overcoming mindset, whether it's something that's new and different going on with the company that we need training on, whatever it might be. That's what these calls are for on Tuesdays at 11:30 Central. And then the fourth thing is every Thursday night, we host a testimonial call called Real People, Real Stories. It's less than 20-ish minutes, it's about 20. And 3 people share what the products have done for them. And there's a little bit of a business testimony. These calls happen every single Thursday night, and then they're replayed every Monday at noon. So if you have someone, remember one of our pain points was somebody says, yes, now I don't know what to do, or I don't know what to invite them to. I know this person needs the products, but I don't know what to do. This is what these calls are for. It's a place. It's like the cubby for your scissors where you can plug people in who are interested in the products, but not quite ready to pull the trigger. And then, or people who I actually invited someone this morning who's been on the products for about a month, and she messaged me and says, I'm not sure Plexus is the thing for me. Well, she needs her belief built on what these products can do. So she's a perfect person to also invite to these testimonial calls on Thursday nights. They're great for existing and potential people in Plexus. So that's for more products, people that are maybe a little more interested in the products. But we also have people that are interested in the income opportunity. And I'm guilty of not talking about the income opportunity more. I'm a registered dietitian, so the products like float my boat. That's what's fun for me to talk about. But the business has totally changed my family's life. And so I'm getting so much better, and I've made a conscious effort of sharing more about the business, because when you talk more about making $300, people are interested in that, and you're going to have more of those friends that love the products that are comfortable sharing. And when they're comfortable sharing and they say, yeah, I definitely want to do that, you've got a place to plug them in, right? Because of what we're offering. They can do the monthly challenge. And then also every Sunday night is a call that's hosted for people who are interested in the business. And it's called How to Earn $300 in Less Than a Week. And so it's a 15-minute call where 3 people will share their business testimony, and then we'll give them a little insight into how the people listening can also earn $300 in the coming week. And then if they raise their hand and say, yes, I want to do that, we have a 6-day chat group that starts on Monday that you plug them straight into, and then you work with them over the next 6 days and help them begin to learn how to share, learn how to reach out to people, and get them on Plexus so that they can earn their $300. So those are some of the things that we're offering. So I made some handy dandy little posters. So remember those pain points we were talking about? Okay, here's one. I'm paralyzed. I don't know what to do. Well, we have our monthly checklist, right? Our monthly challenge group that has a checklist that they can use. We have Work With Me Lives that are happening every Tuesday, Thursday. We have our weekly team calls that can help you if you're feeling paralyzed. Maybe a pain point was, I want to have some fun. We have our weekly calls where we'll be able to have community. We'll have our Work With Me Lives where we'll have community. And we have some parties planned, Zoom parties. So we're going to have a Christmas party over Zoom that's going to be super fun. It's going to be a bunch of the jewels, their favorite things, and we're going to play games and give away lots and lots and lots of fun, like nice gifts, like $50 plus. So creating more fun. Another pain point was, what do I do next? Well, when you have people that are interested, you can plug them into the Thursday night call if they want product. You can plug them into the Sunday night call if they want the business. Super simple. Or you can invite them to that. That can be an excuse to reach out. Who do I need to ask? Well, join us on our Work With Me Lives, and we'll help you think about different categories of people that maybe you hadn't thought of before. Join me right after this, and I'll show you how. Wink, wink. Also, we have our calls on Sundays and Thursdays. So one of the things you can do is the Thursday night calls, we publish a list of all the health conditions that people are going to be sharing that Plexus has helped them with. Well, if you drill down and you just pick one of those, you'll think of a dozen people you know who struggle with sugar cravings or anxiety. There you go. There's the people you can go and invite. Okay. But then also we were like, but I don't know what to say, or I don't know what to post. Well, join me for the Work With Me Live and I'll help you. Or the calls on Sunday and Thursday. If you don't know what to post, Work With Me Lives or our monthly challenge group. So real quick, I want to show you guys a really cool feature of the monthly challenge group that's going to help you. And this is one of the things when you think about someone who just started today and wants to share, this is what I'm talking about, that the monthly challenge group is great for them or it's great for everybody. So, and I know that there's a little bit of an issue with this tool linking. So just know that I'm working on that and we'll be sure and get it fixed and get it. But if you're in the challenge group, we'll add you to this group. It's not too late to join, by the way. If you want to join today, you can join right in and you'll be good to go. So in this challenge group, there's a checklist, and this is your checklist. So every week you start brand new and fresh with this checklist. You can either screenshot it on your phone and use the little pin on your phone to check mark the items, or you can actually print it out and do it that way. So let's jump to the bottom here on the daily stuff. So every single day, let's say you sat down, you've got 30 minutes to work your business. This is what you're going to do. If you have any extra time, you can do other things, but this is what you're going to do. You're going to invite one person to the Thursday night call. You're going to invite one person to the Sunday night business call. You're going to check in with 25% of your existing customers or old customers. You're going to pick 5 people to just love on social media. Interact with them, comment on their post, non-Plexus, check on them, visit with them, whatever. You're going to show up in your stories. The best way is your face actually talking. Rainy's amazing at this. I'm not. She always inspires me. Okay, about once every 3 months, I'll show my face on Instagram. I don't even know why. I don't know what my deal is. But even if it's just something, just somehow show up in your story, because you want your story to be something that people are excited to go and check it out each day. And then go and look and see who all has birthdays that day that are your Facebook friends, and reach out to them and send them happy birthdays. So those are things you do every single day. Probably take you 10 minutes as you become efficient with it. Then we've got specific things to do on Monday. So on Monday, you're going to do a post on your Facebook wall about gut health. You're like, but I don't know what to post. I don't have any good gut health posts. Well, I'm so glad that you asked, because we have in our challenge group a little tool that you can click on, and it's got little buttons. So Monday was a gut health post. So you click here, and guess what? It pulls up 30 different ideas that you can use to post about gut health. All right. Tuesday is a testimony, and you're like, I don't know. I've got this one girl that I know has PCOS, and there's a speaker on Thursday night about PCOS. I would really like to make a post, a testimony of somebody else with PCOS. So you click on this health testimonies, and it opens up a Facebook group that we have called the Inside Scoop, and it's just strictly testimonies. This whole page is just full of testimonies. So you would come over here to the spyglass and you would type in PCOS. And when you do that, it's going to pull up all the testimonies that have anything to do with PCOS. So then you can scroll through those and look at them. Oh, look, there's Alicia. You know her. And then you could copy paste and go post that on your wall about PCOS. So there's no excuse like, I don't know what to post. We got you. Okay. So that's what our monthly challenge is. Every single week, you start fresh on the checklist, and every single week you submit your finished checklist on Friday, and then we do a drawing for a fun little prize. Our prize this month is this cute little personalized travel jewelry case, and Addie, who's on the call, won it last week. So hers will come with an A on it, and they're super cute, fun little gifts, fun little prize. Okay, so our time is up. I didn't give Rainey or Cheyenne any time to comment. Sorry. What do you guys like? What did I miss?
I mean, I think you covered it. What I love, and I hope what we can take away from this call is that I know at times it feels like either we're dehydrated, where we'll use some, or we're drinking from a fire hose. And maybe right now, with all of the things that you can plug into, you're feeling like, man, all of a sudden I'm drinking from my fire hose and I don't know where to start. So hopefully what we walked away with today was that if you plug into one thing and get really good at doing that one thing, then you can add. But just like in Plexus, it's not fair to keep it to yourself. Plug into one thing and inspire somebody else to plug into that one thing as well.
I love it.
That's my bow. That's all I got. That's my bow for it.
Cheyenne, do you have anything to add?
I don't. I like that bow.
That was a good bow.
It's a good bow.
Okay. So, but yeah, that was actually that was going to be my summary, is plug in. Just plug in, and there are no excuses, because we've got the calendar that if I were in your shoes, I would look at the calendar right now in the remaining dates of November. I would jot those things down in my personal calendar so that I don't let them slip by, I don't forget, and just begin to plug in. And then if you're not on my team, or if you're on my team and you're not in it, anybody, just reach out to your Diamond Up line if you want to be a part of the challenge group, and we'll just add you in. All right, so that's the summary of this, and then I'm just going to stay on and continue to record and host a Work With Me Live for 30 minutes, and we'll just go over some very specific activities that we can be doing. So I hope that you guys will stick around and join me. I promise it'll be worth your while. You're probably getting tired of hearing my voice. When Rainey said hydrate, I was like, man, I'm thirsty.
You're doing great.
All right, so let's go ahead and transition to the Work With Me Live. So the way that this works is we're going to do a few blocks of time. And so the time actually moves pretty quickly whenever we start diving in. So each block, what I'm going to do is explain what the plan is, and then I'm going to mute our lines, and we're all going to go to work I usually set a timer somewhere like around 3 to 5 minutes, maybe a little longer. It just depends on what it is that we're going to do. Okay. And then I'll unmute us. We'll come back, talk about it a little bit, and then I'll share the next block, what we're going to do, and then we'll move into that. Okay. So our first one is I just shared with you guys the little monthly challenge group. And on Tuesday, it was Testimony Tuesday, right? So I then hopped over to the Inside Scoop, which is our testimony group. If you're not in that group, put a quick comment in the chat, and Rainey, Cheyenne, or I will invite you to that group so that we can make sure that you have access to that huge bank of testimonies. While we're doing that, I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to look at what health conditions are being covered in Real People, Real Stories on this coming Thursday. I think, Rainey, are you the hostess, the primary host on Thursday?
I am this Thursday, and Cheyenne is co-hosting.
Okay, so, oh, good. So it's both of you. Awesome.
And Leanne, who's on here, is one of our guests. I mean, like, we're just becoming known. Like, y'all are gonna get sick of us this week.
I love it. All right. Well, these are the testimony topics for this Thursday. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to look at this list and get a piece of paper and write 2 of these health conditions down, 2 or 3, depending, like ones that you feel like, I know somebody who has them. Okay. So, and it's not even necessarily someone that I just think they do. Like, they've mentioned it either at church or on Facebook or whatever. I've seen that. I know that this is an issue for them. So jot down 2 health conditions. I'm going to do weight loss for sure, guys, because right now this tweak with doing slim and balance is so hot and people are losing so much weight. I think it's it's a good thing to be talking about for sure right now, but you might want to do something different. And then make a column of people who maybe want a little extra money. So I think of, well, yeah, so I'm just going to make a column that says money. All right, so you've probably got 3 columns now, 2 health, 1 financial. Now what I want you to do is hop over to your Facebook page, your personal wall, and go to your friends list and just kind of start scrolling and thinking about people. And for instance, I wrote down anxiety. So I'm just going to scroll and be like, oh, yeah, that one. Yep, that one's mentioned. I know she's dealt with anxiety, and I'm going to start making a list. Okay. So I'm going to mute the lines, and we're going to spend about 5 minutes just creating lists under those 3 columns. Really think about teachers on the money column. I think a lot of teachers, you just often see teachers doing extra tutoring, lots of extra side jobs. They are obviously people who know how to get things done. They're outgoing type people. So I think teachers are great for seeing if they want a little extra margin, especially around the holidays. So when you're thinking about your money column, think about teachers, but anybody else that you know that may be wanting to earn a little extra income. All right, so I'm going to mute, set a timer for probably about 3 to 5 minutes, and that way we can just create these lists. All righty. Did you guys get a good number of people in each one of those columns? Did some people come to mind? Okay, so here's what I want you. Now we're going to kind of shift gears, but it all goes together. Okay. So now we've identified a couple of health conditions that we kind of want to hit on, right? Okay, so now what you want to do is go to that Inside Scoop Facebook group and search that health condition. And that's the testimony that you're going to post, because whenever you're talking to people, you want to be coming at them from different angles, right? So you post on your Facebook, and even better would be to go interact with their Facebook page a little bit, because then when you post something on Facebook, Facebook's like, oh, Aaron and Judy were just interacting. They like each other. I'm going to show Judy what Aaron just posted. So the algorithm does that. So a good thing to do is those people you have in mind, go interact with their Facebook page a little bit, like comment on a couple of posts, or even send them a private message if there's something that you're just like, I don't know, whatever. Then when you post this post about anxiety, they're going to see it. And it's third-party validation of this health issue that Plexus helps with, okay? Testimonies are third-party validation, which is always good. So go to the Inside Scoop group. If you're not in the Inside Scoop, message Cheyenne or Rainey, whoever's your upline, and they will add you to it because they're both in it. And then use that search engine like I showed you guys earlier, which I'll do again real quick. Okay, so we go to the Inside Scoop. Sometimes, have you guys noticed this? Sometimes whenever you don't type a group name exactly right, Plexus isn't, Facebook isn't very helpful. Okay, Inside Scoop group. So if you remember, you go to this little hour or spyglass icon and put in anxiety or whatever it is that you narrowed in on, and then pick a testimony, any testimony. This one's been going around a lot lately, which is a really good one. And you can just see such a difference in her face. But pick a testimony and then go and post it on your Facebook wall. And I also like to go ahead and try to post some version of it in my story. I may not, you're not going to be able to put nearly as much text in your story, but you can still say a little something about Plexus helped this lady with anxiety. So we're going to take just a couple of minutes and quickly pick a testimony, go post it on your public wall. All right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, and if you haven't had a chance, but you want to go interact with their page before you message them, that's totally cool. But I'm going to put a sample message in the comments. Tweak this to make it sound like you. Maybe this isn't how you talk. This is how I talk. But it's just something that you can now be very targeted in the people that you're reaching out to. So you've identified your I've been talking for 5 minutes and I'm muted. So sorry. I thought I unmuted myself. Okay. So hopefully you've had a chance to make your post and maybe even go interact with the people on your list with their Facebook pages a little bit. Now what we're going to do is private message those people. And I'm going to put a message in the comments of the chat of just a sample message. This is how I talk. If it doesn't sound like the way you talk, you can modify it. But so I'm just going to say, hey, am I remembering that you struggle with anxiety? If so, I wanted to pass this along. A friend of mine was also struggling with anxiety, and she decided to see if Plexus would help, and it did. She's sharing about her experience on a 20-minute call this Thursday. Do you want to be a fly on the wall to see if it could help you too? If so, I'll send you the Zoom link. You can voice text something like this, or you can do it written. I do think when you voice text, people kind of hear your heart better, and they hear that like you really are in a posture of wanting to help. And so I love voice texting on Facebook Messenger or just text. But if you're not comfortable with that, you could certainly write something out. So you would input, instead of anxiety, you might put sugar cravings or one of the other things that you're focusing on. Okay. So take this message or something similar, message those people in your anxiety list or whatever it is, and then also in your other health condition list. And just listen, you may have a little like, I don't really know. Give them the opportunity to say, no, that's really not for me. Because what if it is for them? What if they really are struggling right now and they're really looking for something? This could be what helps them. And so you don't want to make that decision for them. Okay. So go ahead. I'll set the timer. Let's take about 5 minutes and get a message out to those people with those health conditions. All right. If you didn't get them all done, that's okay. Just whenever we're done here, circle back and you can finish. All right. The third group of column of people you made were people that you think might enjoy an extra $300 to $500 over the next several weeks. So we're going to invite them to our Sunday night call, because the Sunday night call is really focused in on how to earn $300 in less than a week. So here is a message I'm going to put in the chat that you can send to that group of people. And it's just super simple. A few friends and I are doing a 15-minute call Sunday evening to show you how you could earn $300 in less than a week. It's going to be super fast and fun, and we're going to give away some gift cards you could win too. Would you like to hop on and check it out? Super duper simple. Again, don't decide for them. They can very easily say, nah, I'm not interested in that. And that is just fine, right? But maybe they are interested. So let's spend a couple of minutes and send this message out to those people in your column for earning money. And then I'll come back on and we'll wrap it up. All right. So again, you might want to go ahead and copy and paste these two messages out of the chat onto like a Word document, or you can even send them to yourself in a Facebook message. So that way you'll have them handy, and it makes it a little bit easier to send them. The last thing that I want you to do, and we won't do this on the call, but I just want you to go back to your Facebook and identify 10 people that you're like friends with, but not super close friends, that maybe if you were to reach out to them today about Plexus, it would seem a little awkward because you don't feel like you've got enough of a relationship with them. And just like begin to interact with them and build a relationship with them. And it's not, I always want to say this, it's not so that you can sell them Plexus. Like, we actually like people, don't we? We actually enjoy meeting new people, becoming friends with people, and interacting with people. So that's your motivation in doing it. But we also know that we have something that people need. And so in the process of doing that, maybe out of those 10 people, you'll have 2 that are like, you're like, whoa, flashing red light, they need Plexus so bad, I'm going to reach out to them. So just be very intentional about building relationships. Be social on social, okay? Think about that. I'm going to be social on social media. It's not just about receiving information, it's also about loving on others and pouring into them. So I just want you to identify 10 people to do that with today, but write them down, whatever you want. Like, I have just, seriously, it's just a old school spiral bound like notebook that I use to make lists and jot people down. Yep, Rainey does too. And whenever I get done with this one, I go to the next one. Yep, Addie. So just capture them though, so you can circle back to them, because building a relationship doesn't happen with one message. So in your routine, you can about every, whatever it is, what you're comfortable with, every 2 weeks, every month, once a week, you can kind of continue to build on that relationship. All right. Okay, thank you guys. Hopefully that kind of gave you a sense of how Work With Me Live works. Like I said, every person who leads it will be different, but it will have those general blocks, but every block will be something that they're using their creativity or one way that they work their business. And so we'll hit lots of different aspects of our business and our network that we can be, tapping into. So it'll always be something new and different, which makes it fun. All right. Okay, woohoo! Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. We'll see you later.